Praise be Jesus Christ, now and forever. One of my priest friends likes to describe himself as a Marmite priest. He unkindly said I was more of a Bovril cleric. Most Americans won't have a clue what I'm talking about, but anyone brought up in the UK will understand immediately. Marmite and Bovril are both spreads that one puts on toast, usually for breakfast, but can be used at any time. Marmite is, to put it bluntly, an acquired taste, a taste I've discovered that most Americans have no desire to acquire. It's a yeast spread, very salty and quite strong. I love it, but you really need to have been brought up with it since childhood to really enjoy it. Bovril is a beef spread with a milder flavour, and it can also be drunk with boiling water added. I know at this stage some of you are already gagging at the thought of ever being forced to try these delicacies, and others are making rude comments about English food. Bear with me. My friend was making the comment that his preaching was perhaps more acerbic than mine, a bit more salty, and in his view more muscular. He overlooked the fact that Marmite might cause some to vomit instantaneously, which tends not to help the spread of the gospel. My Bovril style, he rudely suggested, made me more acceptable and cuddly. As I like both products, I'm happy to self-identify as a mixed flavour priest. Jesus, as we know, spoke many times of the need for the gospel to be seasoned with salt. In other words, to have some flavour. So often today, time in church can appear to be the bland leading the bland. Salt, which has lost its flavour, the Lord reminds us, is only good for being trodden underfoot. We've spoken before of salt's preservative value, but the essence of today's meditation is to think about the necessity of having the right flavour for the right moment, without diluting the force and the truth of the gospel message. This came to mind when I was reading once again St. Paul's words in the first letter to the Corinthians, chapter 9, verse 22, where he makes his famous statement that, "To the weak I became weak, that I might win the weak. I have become all things to all men, that I might by all means save some. I do it all for the sake of the gospel, that I may share in its blessings." Truth be told, this passage can be interpreted in a very weak and wishy-washy way, but the key words from Paul are that I might by all means save some. This is not accompanying people in sin, nor blessing that which cannot be blessed. Far from it. It's actually the true flavour of compassion, which, as we know, means to suffer with someone. Identifying with someone in their struggles, suffering with them in their weakness, has its roots in the reality that, as Paul says in the letter to the Romans, all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. Becoming all things to all men is about bringing all men, in whatever condition, to the one who heals, to the only one who can draw them from their sad state to the healing balm of the gospel. If it was about accompaniment without conversion, condoning without repentance, it would be a flavourless doctrine, good only to be trodden underfoot, with no power to save. Sometimes the work of compassion needs the sharp flavour of Marmite, sometimes the warmth of Bovril. But the one thing the healing power of the good news can never be is bland. Brethren, rejoice, be perfected, be comforted, be of the same mind, be at peace, and the God of peace and love will be with you.